man, friends and neighbors, or shall I say this afternoon.
Hello and welcome back to the Pirates franchise here on MLB the Show. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and comment below. A little bit of a mix-up in terms of the video footage, but nonetheless, get ready for action here as we jump into a game against the White Sox. Actually, one last quick comment before we jump into the action. I noticed after having done the editing for the second episode where we covered opening day that the in-game commentary came through as far as like Chris Singleton and John Sciambi came through a lot louder than it was like to me as I was playing. So I went in and cranked that commentary down almost to where it's off. I had already turned it down significantly, so I'm surprised that it was anywhere near as loud as it was. So if it's loud again in this game, then I'm going to just turn it all the way off because it was hard to hear me over them. As we look at the situation here in this game, if there's any left-handed pitcher that enters the game, we definitely need to make some substitutions. I want to try and get Sawinski a little bit of rest, Cal Mitchell, and Endy Rodriguez. Really, all of these guys down here could perhaps use a spell, maybe with the exception of Ji-Man Choi. We've done a pretty good job managing these three who play every day to get them rest whenever games are out of hand. But we've just had several days in a row playing right-handed pitching, and these guys are starting to get a little bit gassed. So we'll keep an eye on that, but that's all we have to worry about for now. So here we go. We're going to jump into the action out at PNC Park to take on the White Sox. All right, so as we get ready to get this one started, a look at the numbers from Milton so far this year. 15 1/3, just 11 hits allowed, and a single walk against 20 strikeouts. He got the no decision on opening day, but picked up a win in his second MLB start and has looked really good in the process. So, aside from those first few innings against Cincinnati, he's been really sharp, and we get things going against the White Sox here, and Andrew Benintendi watches a fastball on the outside corner in there for strike one. And now I can't even hear Sciambi and Singleton, so that adjustment at least worked for me because I can't even hear them. So we'll see how loud they come through once I do the editing. But anyway, 0-2, trying that back foot slider. Didn't locate that very well, but got away with it as Reynolds is going to track that one down, and that's the first out. So 3-pitch out. Let's take a look at the lineup for the White Sox. Ty France tends to give me trouble for whatever reason. Those first five guys I'm a little bit worried about. Gavin Sheets usually hits me well. So we'll see how we handle him. And a couple of guys off pretty good starts so far this season, but really it's the first, 4 or 5 guys in this lineup that I feel like we definitely need to kind of buckle down and make good pitches. So strike in there to Ty France, and it's 0-1. Let's go to the curve. And he hung that one, but got away with it. He was out in front of that. Let's try and get him in the rocking chair, go back up and in with a fastball. Just missed, but that's a pretty good location. Now I like the slider. Let's get it away. All right, that's pretty routine for Hayes. And 2 away. 2 quick outs, 7 pitches. I'll take it. Let's try and get ahead with the fastball. Nice pitch. And don't hang this thing. Much better location. If you're going to miss out of the zone. Down and away, ideally. Another pretty good fastball there. And we got him 1-2. Rodriguez wants another fastball. If I'm going to do it, I'm coming in this time, and we're going to go up in the process. Try and blow it by him. Yeah, he was late, but he got a piece. He wants another high fastball. I'm okay with that, but let's go away and maybe miss off the plate, if anything. All right, missed up. That's okay. I'm not throwing another fastball. Let's go back to the curve. Ah, got too much of the plate. And that's just not a good pitch. His timing was much better on that one. I mean, look where that pitch is located. You can't do that. All right. Robert, let's kind of pitch him a little backwards here. Go to the off speed to start. Didn't get the call. He wants a two-seam in. I'm okay with that. And he lays off of that one. So 2 close pitches, but we're behind 2-0. This needs to be a strike. All right. 2-1, and you look to be a little bit late on that one. So let's go back to the exact same pitch. Fastball down and away. Well, missed with the location, but that'll work. So we gave up a hit, but not a very taxing inning. And now we go to the bottom of the first and get a look at Davis Martin, making his first start of the season, apparently. No, yeah. He's got 4 2/3, 7 hits, 3 walks. So the whip is not very good, but he managed to, kind of scatter those, and the ERA is reasonable. There it was, and that ball is hammered. That's got a chance to get out of here, or at least get in the gap for extra bases. And that's going to be an easy triple for O'Neal Cruz. So a great start for the Pirates here as he takes one into the gap on a 2-1 fastball and has himself his first triple of the season. So now I'm going to take away the curve down and away and then think fastball, but try and go up the middle just like that. And he jammed me a little bit, but it's down for a base hit. How about that for a start? There it is. And that ball is hammered. And that's going to the gap. We're going to send Hayes, and we're going to send Reynolds to third. I bet you that's where the throw goes. But it is not in time. Another triple for the Pirates. Now it's 2-0. A runner 90 feet away. And we got Milton due up here, who is swinging a really hot bat. So can't ask for a much better start than this one. If we can get a 3-run or cushion or better, feel really good about our chances with Milton on the hill. Give me a changeup down here. Nope. All right, good eye. That's a pitch that if you're too anxious looking for a fastball, looks like a fastball up and in for a second. Here we go. Get fair. Dang it. I got to be able to put that ball in play. There we go. Keep it going. I'm going to try and go for 2 here. Heck yeah, look at the hustle double for Milton. And now another runner in scoring position, and it's already 3-0. So this is going really well for the Buccos here. As it's 3-2 to Sawinski. A base open, but you probably don't want to walk him, and you certainly don't want to do that either. A 2-run shot for Jack Sawinski. It's now 5-0 Pirates. And not the day that Davis Martin was open for. Curve down? Nope. Chased. Well, we helped him out there. And now pitch number 6 of the at-bat is another fastball. It was down, but over the middle of the plate, and Mitchell torches that one up the middle for another base hit for the Pirate. He has just not been very sharp, and that's going to be ball 4. So Marcano draws a walk. You're already, got the 9-hitter coming to the plate, and that is going to do it for Davis Martin. Ouch. Just a third of an inning worked. He gives up 6 hits and a walk and yields to Jose Ruiz here in the first inning. We're basically taking away the curve down and then thinking fastball, but you got to be thinking use the middle of the field just like that. That's going to get down. Mitchell going to come around, and he is going to score to make it 6-0. Oh, my goodness. Marcano goes to third on that one. He was jammed on that, but it's basically the same as with Ke'Bryan Hayes. The approach is think middle of the field with a fastball. He just happened to get it in on my hands and kind of jam me. If that's a changeup, I'd probably hammer it. And that's kind of the idea. Get through. Well, that's a pretty good play to end the inning, but the Pirates get 6. And Milton will go back to the work with a huge lead. White Sox in trouble in this one for sure. It's Gavin Sheets to start things off. And we're in a situation now where having this good of a lead, we can be pretty aggressive with fastballs early in the count to just try and get ahead, avoid walks, make them put the ball in play. Go into a changeup here. Well, that's a little bit up, but it's off the plate. And we had him out in front with his timing. Let's try a backdoor slider. That's a really good pitch, and that's Gavin Sheets for you. I just always seem to struggle to get him out for whatever reason. And that one right there just doesn't make sense. Backdoor slider, really well located on the outside corner, and he torches it down the line. Unreal. So runner in scoring position to start off the inning, and now we get behind Zavala as we miss outside, and it's 1-0. That's a good pitch there. Not a whole lot he can do with that other than pull it foul. Ah, that's another hanging curve. Get a running start here, and he's going to tag. So here comes the throw. It's offline. That would have had him. If that's a perfect throw, he's out. So a little bit of a risky decision there, down by 6. You don't want to, run yourselves out of any opportunities, but now he's just 90 feet away with 1 out. So much better opportunity to score, and there it pays off. So run comes in to score. It's 6-1, but that's a quick out at least if you're, Milton. Didn't have to waste a lot of energy to try and get that out, but a run comes in. It's now 6-1 as the White Sox are on the board. Fires over a strike to get ahead of Elvis Andrus.
Ball outside.
Andrus is a guy that has sneaky good career numbers. He was a very highly touted prospect when he came up. Oh, he did not get a very good jump on that. That is just pathetic defense in right field. It wasn't a good pitch, but he should have caught that ball. Ugh, that was ugly. He took a bad step, and then it was like he didn't even run hard, it seemed like, trying to get to it. So, come on, don't let them get another run here. It's a good two-seam there, down in the zone, to draw the count even. Locate this curve. That's a hanger. Dang it! It's going to be 6-2. Well, I might have had a chance to get him. I didn't realize, but I don't know if it would have mattered or not. We're going to go talk to him. We've got to calm him down and minimize this damage. He's got to get settled in before this thing gets, any worse.
1 ball, no strike.
Falls behind, and now he's all over the place with his location.
2 balls,
This
no
is
strike.
not going well. That's a very hittable pitch. Man, if they get a 2-run homer right here, and all of a sudden it's 6-4, that would hurt. All right, come on, get the strikeout here. We're going up and in with this fastball. Well, he left it over the plate. We got away with it. So, not a great inning. And honestly, we should have been out of that on the fly ball to right that Mitchell just didn't track down. Oh, and here comes Milton. Doubled his first time up to drive in a run. He's 4 for 9 in the series with 8 RBIs. So Chicago has pretty much seen enough of him. Although he's not pitching his best so far in this one. And that 2-run second for them was a huge response after that 6-run outburst in the first.
That missed. That's a ball.
Got the call there, and now it's 2-0. That's back-to-back fastballs. Ruiz is already running out of gas. That's going to be low.
That's a ball.
And now it's 3-0. So if it's not the pitch that we guessed, we take. Period. And that's okay. 3-0. I'm going to take away the changeup in case he tries to get cute with it, but we're pretty much guessing fastball here. There it is. Oh! Man, I've been ahead with my timing on a lot of pitches today. And then I chase one out of the zone and hit a routine ground ball. That was frustrating. We could have seen the last of him there with his pitch count now over 30. That's the best curveball he's thrown so far today. And now I'm going to try a slider and see how we can locate that one. That was also located really well, so quick out there. We need more of those. I'd like to see some strikeouts, but we'll settle for soft contact and ground balls in the infield. Oh, he ambushed me on that one. Wasn't the greatest pitch, but at least it was a quick result. I'm okay with a single. Double play would be in order here. I'm going to go fastball. He wants it up. I want it down to try and get a ground ball. And we missed low. Don't want to make a mistake in, kind of leave it over the plate. So, oh, come on, Blue. That's a good pitch, and we don't get the call. I mean, threw it pretty much right where he was set up, too. And then we make a mistake, and he pulls it foul. This is a big pitch right here. I'm going to go to the slider and try and get a ground ball to end the inning. And foul down the right field line. He was late on the slider. I like it, Andy Rodriguez. Let's go fastball up and in. And that's going to be routine for Reynolds for the second out. So that's a pretty well pitched at bat with the exception of that pitch that he pulled foul on 2-0. And now 2 down for Gavin Sheets. Let's see if we can get this guy out for once. We're going to try the 2-seam down and in to start the at-bat. And that's pretty much the last time we'll go in. Nice. That is dotted. Now let's go off speed, down and away. Now let's go hard, down and away. He wants another changeup, but I don't want to double up on it. Got the call on the corner. Now it's 0-2, and let's go back to off speed. See if we can get him swinging. All right. Hayes ought to be able to handle that one. Sends it over to Choi, and we escaped trouble there. Gave up a base knock, but no harm in the runs column, and it's 6-2 as we head to the bottom of the third. You know, as tired as he is, we should start being able to draw some walks from him. Nice. That is excellent hitting. That's a pretty well located changeup, but we were ready for it and slapped that one into left field for a base hit and an RBI, and now the lead is back to 5. There it is. Get through. Yes. That's going to score a pair. Hayes is going to come around, and he will score to make it 9-2 Buccos. That should do it for Ruiz, right? I mean, he's completely out of gas. What are they doing? They're leaving him in. This is unusual. 54 pitches, completely out of gas. Now we're starting to hit him around, and they're sticking with him anyway. I don't understand it. So 0-1 now to Milton. I had that pitch recognized. I think it may have been a little bit out in front. Yeah, and I didn't get the PCI where I needed to. So There's another curve. He hit it hard, but that's going to be caught. So he barreled that one up, but they get out of it. It is 9-2 after 3 innings here in Pittsburgh. The White Sox trailing by 7. This one now a situation where if Milton could just go out there and give me like a couple more innings of work here, we don't need to push him too deep in this one. I want to get a quality start, so we want to go at least 6 innings and ideally 2 runs or less. So we need to sort of go into lockdown here and be pretty efficient with our pitch count because he's already 50. So let's get a couple of quick outs, a couple of quick innings, and try and get 6 innings out of him. Fastballs early in the count. That's in the gap for extra bases. At least hold him to a double. Yeah, he's stopping at second. That's triples alley at PNC Park. If you can hit it into that little nook out there by the bullpen, it's pretty deep out there. It takes a while to get to. But good job holding him to a double at least. That pitch wasn't that bad. It's on the outside corner pretty much. It was up a little bit, but, you know, for the first pitch of the at-bat, that's pretty, you know, consistent with where a lot of my fastballs are going to be located because I'm trying to make sure I get a strike. I'm not really, you know, aiming too much for the corner. There's a quick out. 2 pitches, routine fly to center. Now 2 down, and it'll be the 9-hitter due up, and it's Hanser Alberto. Singled in a run his first time up. He wants a fastball up. I'm good with that. Put a little bit extra on it. Come on, Sawinski, get there. Come on, dude. Heck yeah! Nice play to end the inning. And it's 9-2 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. And now, Cal Mitchell, base hit, makes it 10-2. And this one is just getting out of hand. So Milton goes back to work here in the top of the 5th. It's top of the order due up for the White Sox. Nowhere close with the release point there. Let's try that again. Going fastball down and away. And nice pitch there. Still wasn't the greatest release timing, but that's good location. And that's also pretty good location. That was a little bit higher than I wanted it, but it was on the outside corner. We get a soft grounder to second for the first out of the inning. Not getting a lot of strikeouts in this one so far, but that's okay. I don't necessarily expect this guy to lead the league in strikeouts, especially this year. Maybe later in his career as he develops a little bit more Ks per 9, perhaps. But for right now, you know, maybe he finishes in the top 10, top 5 kind of thing. If he leads the league, great, but it's probably because he just gets more innings than everybody because we're doing this 4-man rotation. So we'll see how that unfolds. I'm not quite sure what to expect in terms of statistics, so we'll kind of have to monitor that situation as we go. 0-2 to Jimenez. Let's throw a curve down out of the zone away. Good location right there. Good eye by Jimenez to lay off of it. Now let's go up and in. That's a good pitch and a good job to at least get a piece of it, but Rodriguez is going to have that one. And that's going to do it for the White Sox. Good inning for Milton as he was pretty efficient there. He's through 5 innings now. 6 hits, 2 runs, and a 8-run lead. So at this point in the game, we're up 10-2. We're going to go ahead and make some substitutions and try and keep some guys fresh. So we know that Sawinski was a little bit tired. We'll get him the rest of the day off. We know that Cal Mitchell was a little bit on the tired side. We're going to go with Connor Joe to give him the rest of the day off. Let's see. Andy Rodriguez, you can have the rest of the afternoon off. And then, who do we have left? Santana, Bay, and Castro. Let's go Bay at short. And we'll do Hayes for Castro playing 3rd. So Santana can stay on the bench unless they go to a lefty. And at that point, we can bring him in for G-Man short. So that's a one-pitch out right there. We'll take that. We did a good job getting that pitch count back into a pretty good position. But we haven't registered many strikeouts in this ball game. Sure, I can count them on one hand. I think he's only got 2 or 3. We'll get ahead in the count to Sheets here. I'll go with change up, down, and away. Nice location there. That's a swing and a miss. Look at the pitch count there. 7 and 8 in the 4th and 5th inning, respectively. And now, just 3 pitches into this inning, he's got an out and an 0-2 count. Ooh, almost hit him with that one. And Sheets didn't even flinch. That was interesting. Now the change up, down, and away, and there it is. I just can't get Gavin Sheets out. It's the story of my life. That was not very well located. Although, actually, it wasn't too bad. It was outside. It was just up a little bit. So, but that's a good piece of hitting. Change up, down, and away, really, and he stays with it. Takes it the other way for a base hit. 2 strikes. That's a good approach, and a good job to square it up. I can't really, be too upset with that. Now, 0-1 to Zavala. We got for an 0-2 count now. I don't know what I just said. I think I had a seizure. Anywho, 0-2. Let's go slider out of the zone away. Well, that could be a double play and should be a double play. It wasn't a very good location for an 0-2 pitch, but I got away with it and got lucky to get the 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. The pitch count's still pretty good here. I think I might be able to send him back out there for the 7th. He hasn't been at his best, but really it was just that one inning where he struggled a little bit and gave up the couple of runs. Since then, it's pretty much been fairly stress-free. So Lopez going back out there for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. Milton will start us off and hopefully get us going. We've got 14 hits already today, which is pretty darn good. In 5 innings, that's a bunch. We haven't had many walks, if any, now that I think about it. Get through. No. Chased it off the plate away and helped him out a little bit there. All right, back to work here. He's only at 71 pitches, and the energy bar there, as long as I get him out of there when it's near the halfway mark, we are totally fine. I can even go a little bit below that, realistically, and still have him fresh for his next start, even on the 4-man rotation. So I don't necessarily worry as much about pitch count as I do that energy bar. So that's what we're watching for the most part. That's a good 0-2 fastball. Got him to kind of chase it up out of the zone. Wouldn't mind it being a little bit higher, but that soft contact as he's late on that. And let's try a changeup. Now,
That's a ball.
hoping to kind of get him chasing there, but couldn't. They've been doing a good job fouling off the fastballs up and in. Let's try up and away. Missed off the corner. How about a backdoor curve? Just throw it for a strike. There you go. Had him out in front of that one. That gets a little bit more of the plate than I wanted, but it was down, and it got the job done. So now it's Elvis Andrus. Let's end with a couple of strikeouts this inning, huh? Strike out the side to end your day. This will be his last inning no matter what. I'm not sending him back out there for the 8th when we don't need to. That was a huge mistake in location there. Fortunately, it's going to stay in the yard, but it's going to be extra bases for Andrus. It's a 1-out double. That was just lazy. I just wasn't focused, and I leave a slider right down the middle. Now we got to bear down and try and get out of this. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and get an arm ready Let's get Garcia loose. If Alberto happens to reach here, we'll go to Garcia, hopefully to get like maybe a double play ball from Benintendi to end the inning. We'll see. That's a hanger. Got away with it. Now we got him 0-2, so we're in a pretty good spot here. I want the strikeout. He wants it up and away. I'm going up and in, but I want it up out of the zone. That's a good pitch. I'm okay with that 0-2. Now he wants the curve. I'm going slider. That's a pretty good pitch there. So he advanced the runner, but with 2 outs, that doesn't matter quite as much. You know, Andrews doesn't run that well, so we might have had a chance to get him on a base hit. But we'll take our chances with 2 outs. Benintendi is a very good contact hitter, and I leave it right down the freaking middle. So a run's in to score, and that may end the day for Milton. 6 2/3. He's now given up 3 runs, and I don't know if that qualifies as a quality start or not. But I actually want to have a righty in this situation now. And I don't have a long relief guy, so let's go Chase DeYoung, and let's do a mound visit to help him get ready. This will be Milton's last batter. So he's at 84 pitches. That energy bar is pretty much right at the halfway mark. Facing Ty France with a chance to end the day on a positive note. Let's get focused and make some good pitches here. Of course, we fall behind. Now it's 1-0. Fastball missing low. That one right down the middle. Again, it was down, but it's over the middle of the plate and more hard contact. That is frustrating. So now we have to turn to the bullpen. It's going to be Chase DeYoung coming into this one, and that's the end of the road for Milton. Doesn't necessarily close the book on him because he's responsible for those runners, but he was okay in this one. Not quite as sharp as we would have liked, but 18-year-old rookie gives us 6+ innings and has us in position for a win, so we'll take it. Here comes DeYoung. What's he done so far this year? 3 games, 2 2/3, a 3.38 ERA, and 1 blown save situation. So, all right. So we got 2 on, 2 out. We got to get this out. Nope. So that's another run credited to Milton. So he ends up going 6 2/3. I guess 10 hits. Is that right? 10 hits and 4 runs, and didn't have a lot of strikeouts either. So, you know, some of that is I've been a little bit too aggressive in the strike zone. I'm afraid to walk guys. I don't like walking guys, and today it ended up kind of turning on me and resulting in some hard contact. We'll still get a win, surely.
Your attention, please.
Joe Kelly entering the game. Honor Joe draws a walk, another walk, fly out, line out. Base knock from Castro. That's good to see him hitting righties. And a ground out from Reynolds. I'm going to leave DeYoung out there to try and finish this thing.
He's out. 3.
Well, I was thinking it was the 9th inning, but he's got to go back out there for another inning, and I think that's pushing it. So let's go with Perdomo.
Your attention, please.
And
Now
just hope that he doesn't get knocked around.
Number 69.
All right, so we win it 11-4. Milton gets the win. Not his best outing. 6 2/3, 10 hits, no walks, 4 earned, and he only struck out 2, which is a little bit interesting. But he wasn't that sharp. So he gets a win on a day where he kind of struggled. The offense really had it going. 17 hits today as a team. We didn't walk anybody as a team, but we only struck out 4 guys. So not our greatest pitching performance, but we only gave up 4 runs. That's not bad. Look at all the hits being spread out, too. So we had 17 of them. But let's see. Everybody that was in the starting lineup had at least 1 hit. So that's pretty efficient. Sawinski was 2 for 2 with a dinger and a couple of RBIs. 3 RBIs for Brian Reynolds. Look at all the RBIs being spread out. I like to see that. And Milton's now got 16, which is double anybody else on the team from what I can tell. His ERA is just north of 2 for the year, and he's 2-0, so we'll take that. Chase DeYoung was pretty good for us today. Angel Perdomo, a perfect 9th to close it out, and the Pirates win this one 11-4. All right, Pirates get a nice win here as we take down the Astros 6-1. Roansy Contreras was pretty sharp in this one, going 6 2/3, just 7 hits and a walk, 1 earned run, struck out 5. Quick look at the not the game log. Let's look at the box score. We only gave up 8 hits and a walk as a team, only struck out 5, but the offense did a pretty good job in this one. Hayes and Cruz with pretty nice days with a couple of RBIs apiece. We end up with 11 hits, 6 walks, and struck out 10 times. Cruz hit a home run, and Santana hits a triple. Milton a stolen base, Hayes a stolen base, and then Beeks came in, goes 2/3, gets a hold, and then Underwood came in and ended up going an inning and 2/3 to get a save as we got it outside of a save situation and just left him in the 9th to close it out instead of bringing in another arm. So, nice win for the Pirates as we are now 6-4 on the season. All right, and game 2 of the series, we lose 7-3. Mitch Keller was terrible yet again. He got off to a decent start, and then in the 4th inning, the wheels came off, and he just got knocked around, started walking guys, and we end up losing because it just got away from us early. They end up with 11 hits, 6 walks. We only struck out 5. No home runs allowed. Offensively, we get 7 hits, 3 walks, and struck out 11 times. Milton got a base knock. Cal Mitchell hit a home run. He's been swinging the bat okay. And in fact, he's swinging it pretty well. He's hitting .310. So, I mean, you look at the batting averages up and down the lineup, those are all pretty respectable. Early in the season, a lot of times you see some ugly ones, and considering the worst one in the lineup today was .214 from G-Man Choi, we'll take that. O'Neal Cruz had his first error of the season. And there you see the numbers for Keller. 4 2/3, 7 hits, 4 walks, 6 earned. And I just don't know what it is about him that he just never pitches well for me. Oviedo came in and did an admirable job keeping us in it. And then really the bullpen in general did a pretty good job. DeYoung gives up a run, but it was unearned. And we fall 7-3. And now due for the rubber match in this one, it's going to be Velazquez against McCullers, which is not necessarily the greatest matchup, so we'll see how things go here in Game 3 of the series. All right, and we take the rubber match by a final score of 3-2. Evan Milton hit the game-winning home run in the 7th inning to put us ahead 3-2. A look at the box score here. The Astros had 10 hits and spread them out up and down the lineup. Only 1 walk, though, and they struck out 10 times, and we were able to minimize the damage. Pena hit a solo home run. Altuve had the other RBI for them. You look at the numbers for McCullers, he was okay. We get to the bullpen and weren't able to do anything the rest of the way, but McCullers now 0-3 on the season. We only had 6 hits and no walks, but we only struck out 4 times, and when we got hits, we made them count. Cruz led off the game with a solo home run. Evan Milton hit a solo home run. And then the other RBI was for Jack Sawinski, a sacrifice fly after Milton hit a triple with 1 out I think in like the 4th inning. So good day for Milton as he ends up with a triple and a home run and gets player of the game honors. Marcano had an error. Velasquez had an interesting start because pretty much every inning the Astros had traffic, except for the 7th when I had him face one batter. He got the out, and then we pulled him, went to Garcia. He gave up a 2-out hit, and then we put in Underwood. Yeah, I think there was a hit and an error, and then we put in Underwood to get us out of the inning. He did that, and then the next inning, Milton hits a home run to give us the lead. Underwood pitched the 8th, and then Bednar a perfect 9th as he's pitched well his last few starts. So we win this one 3-2 and take the series against the Astros. Minor injury there to Alexander Mojica, and JT Brubaker is healthy again, so let's go ahead and drop him back into the rotation. Good job by Velasquez in the spot start there to pick us up a win. In the next episode, it's going to be Milton against the Cardinals and Cal Quantrill going to the mound for St. Louis. We're 7-5, a game up in the division, off to a pretty good start, and we'll see if we can keep it going. All right, so we are here at beautiful Busch Stadium in St. Louis. It's going to be the Pirates at 7-5, taking on the Cardinals, who come into this one 4-8. And a lot of the struggles for them so far have actually been on the offensive side of things. They have not been hitting the ball very well. And we'll see if they can get back on track here. As you see the numbers for Paul Goldschmidt so far this season, hitting just .209 through those first 12 games of the season with a .701 OPS. Coming off the season he had last year, certainly not the kind of numbers that you would have expected from a guy like him. So we'll get a look at the starter today for the Cardinals. It's Cal Quantrill. Look at his numbers so far. 2 starts. He's been outstanding. 15 innings, 9 hits, no walks. Only struck out 6, and the ERA at 1.2. So a guy that doesn't necessarily strike a lot of hitters out, but he's going to throw strikes, make you put the ball in play, and take his chances. So take a gander at what kind of pitch mix he's got. So he throws 5 different pitches. 3 of them are varieties of fastball. And then he's got a changeup and a curve. So for the most part, a guy like this, we are going to be looking for that 2-seam down early in the count, and then the curve down with 2 strikes. And if it's not that curve, we'll adjust and be thinking, 2-seam and try and take it back up the middle. So here we go. So a little bit of a kind of foggy afternoon game here. In the first pitch, O'Neal Cruz swings and drills this one to center, but that is going to be caught. So a 1-pitch fly out to start the ball game. And a look at the Pirates lineup in this one. Evan Milton, you see they're hitting .413 so far this season. The only real changes to the typical lineup against righties is that Connor, Joe, and Castro there in the 7 and 8 holes are getting the starts. A couple other guys that may need some rest by the end of this one are Brian Reynolds and Endy Rodriguez. And the windup in the pitch. And he got him with the curve. So a 3-pitch strikeout. Quick start there for Quantrill as he gets a 1-pitch flyout, then a 3-pitch strikeout, and he is settling in quite nicely so far in this one. But then just missed with the second one, and then it's Reynolds taking that one into right field for a base hit. He squared that one up. A mistaken location from Quantrill there, as he's just trying to get a strike in there with a 2-1 count. Gets too much to the plate, and Reynolds is on for the first base runner of the ball game. And now we'll get to see Evan Milton step in here with a runner on, 2 away. And Quantrill kicks into the delivers, and that's in for strike 1. Starts him off with a changeup. That pitch not exactly very well located, but Milton pretty patient, watches that one for strike 1, and then a fastball off the plate evens the count at 1 apiece. Wouldn't be shocked to see Brian Reynolds take off here if they get a favorable count. It's a good situation for him to, potentially try and get into scoring position. Here it's 2-1. You're expecting something in the strike zone, so it wouldn't be. There it is. He's going to go, and Milton is swinging and pulls this one foul. So he went to the changeup there. Not a very well located pitch, but had him out front, pulled it foul. Now it's 2-2. And then he goes back to the curve, and Milton's able to fight that one off, fouls it off to stay alive. The count stays 2-2. Reynolds was not going on that one. 2-2 again. Is hit deep to right field. This one is back, but he got under that one, and that's going to stay in the yard. So it's a pretty harmless first inning for both, for Cal Quantrill there, as the Pirates collect one hit, but strand that runner at first. And we go to the bottom of the first, and we'll get a look at the numbers so far this season for Evan Milton. He is 2-0 now, 22 innings of work. He's given up 21 hits and just one walk, and he struck out 22. So 9 strikeouts per 9 innings, and a whip of an even 1. And just one strike or one walk is pretty impressive so far. So Tommy Edman going to start things off. Milton kicks and delivers, and nowhere close with that one. Pretty ominous start when you miss that badly with a 4-seam. The 1-0 pitch is a 2-seam that has popped up into foul territory. Rodriguez can't get there, and it falls harmlessly to the turf, and the count now 1-1. Milton fires a fastball down and in there. Missed his location pretty badly again. He has struggled with the location these first few pitches so far, so we'll see if he can get that under control. The 2-1 is a changeup, misses outside, and now it's 3-1. Probably a challenge fastball here. 3-1 pitch is in there at the belt, and that's strike 2, and the count runs full. The 3-2 pitch is a fastball that just froze Edman. Not sure what he was looking for there. That was a hittable pitch, and it's a strikeout looking to start things off. 6 pitches, but he's able to get them. And that brings up Alec Burleson here with one away. Milton starts him off with a fastball, and that one's in there for strike 1. So much better location on the last few pitches, so looks like Milton's getting a little bit more comfortable out there, and now it's 0-2 as Burleson rolls over that one and pulls it foul. The 0-2 pitch is not where he wanted it, but had him reaching on that one, and that's nothing to be too concerned about, as Castro is able to grab that one for the second out. Now a quick look at the starting lineup here, and you see the numbers. Arenado hitting the ball okay, Tyler O'Neill swinging the bat all right, but a lot of rough numbers up and down this lineup. Nobody hitting over 300. They haven't had a whole lot of pop. 9th in the National League in home runs so far, so just struggling a little bit at the plate as a team, and it's early, so they still have plenty of time to get back on track. Now it's time for Paul Goldschmidt to step in here with 2 down in the inning, nobody on, and that ball is hit hard, but oh no, Cruz can't get to it as it's just out of reach and into center field for a base hit. So he goes after the first pitch. It's a fastball that was down and away, but a good piece of hitting there to square that up. Takes it into center for the first hit of the ball game for the Cardinals. Now it's Nolan Arenado. Curveball was up, but on the outside corner and in for strike 1. So the 0-1 pitch now to Arenado. He goes to the fastball up, and this time Arenado is all over that, rips it into center field, and that's back-to-back singles for the Cardinals. So St. Louis has something brewing here in the bottom half of the first, as Wilson Contreras going to step in with now a runner in scoring position, and 2 down. Swing and a miss as he went after a slider just off the outside corner there. Good pitch from Milton, and had him out in front of that one, so perhaps trying to jump on a fastball there, and didn't work, and now he tries the slider again but misses low. He's going to stick with off speed here as he's going to the curve, and that pitch was pretty well located but hammered into right field. That is 3 straight singles now as Connor Joe sends that one to the plate. They go station to station, and the bases are loaded here with 2 away, and Nolan Gorman going to step in for the Cardinals, and a huge opportunity for St. Louis. Fastball just off the outside corner, and it is 0-1, or 1-0 rather. The 1-0 pitch also misses away, and now it's 2-0 to Gorman. Dangerous pitch coming up here. You don't want to fall behind 3-0. But you can't give him anything too good, and that misses outside, and now it's 3-0. So the 3-0 pitch from Milton, he missed with 4 in a row. Not a good start for Evan Milton here. He gets 2 outs to start the inning, and then 3 straight singles, and then a 4-pitch walk. And he's in trouble now. Tyler O'Neill, the best batting average on the team, steps in here with an opportunity to put up a crooked number here. If he could find a gap, they could possibly score 3 runs here and break this thing right open here in just the first inning. 1-1 pitch is a slider down and away, fouled that one off, and the count now 1-2. He was late on that, so didn't pick it up very well. Late on something off speed. You're getting a fastball here, and he throws it right down the middle. That ball's hit deep to center field. Long run for Reynolds, but he gets there. That is a huge out, as Milton able to minimize the damage, but that's a rocky start for the young right-hander, and it's 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the top of the second. And a big pitch coming up here. That's hit hard, but right at Paul Goldschmidt. He sends it down to second base for 1 and back to first. It's a 3-6-3 double play to get him out of the inning. So good job by Quantrill there. He strands a pair, and it's 1-0 as we now head to the bottom of the second. So Milton going back to work here. It's going to be 8-9-1 due for the Cardinals here in the second inning. Starts him off with a fastball, and Yepez fouls that one off. He was 0 for 4 yesterday with a strikeout, so looking to bounce back from that performance, and now he's behind in the count, 0-2 here. This is where Milton is usually pretty dangerous, but he makes a mistaken location there. Thankfully, Yepez a little bit late on that one, fouls it off, and the count stays 0-2. Now he goes up and in with a fastball, and he's able to foul that one off as well. And it's still 0-2. Tries a curve, can't get him to chase. And now the count 1-2. This time he's going to the fastball, fights it off, and he stays alive. So good at bat here, as this is going to be the 30th pitch of the ball game for Evan Milton. Goes to the changeup, and that ball is hit hard into left field. Sawinski going back and makes a nice running catch over the shoulder for the first out of the inning. That's big, because Milton could use a quick inning here, at least one where there's not a lot of stress with base runners on, and that would have been a rough start to the inning. Now it's Paul DeYoung, former All-Star. Hasn't been hitting the ball as well the last several seasons, but a guy that's a definitely capable major league player. The 1-1 is hammered into left field. That ball was barreled up, 112 exit velo. He's on with a 1-out single. So Milton struggling a little bit here so far in this one. Tommy Edman struck out to start off the ball game, but an opportunity here. He hits a chopper to first. Choi down to second for 1, back to first, not in time. So it was a close play at first, but they rule him safe, and the inning continues now. And Edman's got some pretty good speed, so potential stolen base opportunity here, as they might look to try and get him into scoring position with 2 down. So Milton being a little bit conscious of that runner over there. Fastball misses off the corner away. Burleson gets ahead in the count. And now the 1-0 is a 2-seam, also missing away. He's had trouble locating pitches on that outside corner so far in this one. He's going to try the inside corner here and leaves that one right down the middle. Lucky that one is just fouled off. So Milton's still continuing to struggle a little bit so far in this ball game. He's going to check on Edman over there, but he dives back safely. So the count 2-1. He had him out in front of a fastball. He's going to go to the changeup this time, and he fouls that one off. So now you got him 2-2. He was late on that one. So we're going to try a fastball up and away here. And that's going to be pretty routine for Connor Joe in right field. So he's going to strand the runner here. 1 hit in the inning, but a much better inning here for Milton. It's 1-0 as we head to the third. Reynolds singled back in the first, and they're looking for a base hit from him here. The 2-1 pitch from Quantrill is smashed up the middle, but That is not going to get through. Handled for the second out. It's an L4, or the third out of the inning. As tough break there for Brian Reynolds. The Pirates strand another runner, and it's going to be 3-4-5 due up for the Cardinals. All three of those guys singled back in the first inning to get that rally going that scored the only run so far. So Goldschmidt due to start things off. Remember, he swung at a first pitch fastball and hit a center field, or a base hit to center field. This time he goes after a slider on the first pitch and just fouls it off. So interesting there to swing at a first pitch breaking ball. And then he goes after another breaking ball here. Hits a pretty routine grounder to short. Cruz pulls him off the bag, and Choi can't get the tag on him. So it is an error to start the inning, and not the start that you want when you're looking for another quick inning here. So now it's Arenado with a runner on, nobody out. There goes, oh my goodness. It's a hit and run, and it's just past the diving try at first for G-Man Choi. And now runners on the corners, still nobody out. This wasn't a bad location. That is just excellent hitting from Nolan Arenado. The Cardinals have something brewing here. You got to try and minimize the damage, so you're looking for ground balls. You're probably at this point just thinking minimize it to maybe one run, and you feel okay with that. But if you can get a strikeout here, then a ground ball could get you out of this without any damage. You're ahead in the count now, 0-1. You got to execute your pitches, and he's just not very sharp with his locations so far. He's missed a lot, and many of them not even really that close to the location that was intended. Like, that pitch was supposed to be in, and that's, if anything, on the outer half. So Milton definitely doesn't have his best stuff so far in this one. There's a curve in the dirt. Nice block by Rodriguez, and the runners will stay put. That's a big block right there. Now, 2-2 pitch. This is a big one. You really want to strike out. He's going to go up and in with the fastball here. Just able to foul that one off. Looked like he was, actually, they say he was early on that. So if you're early on a fastball up and in, we're going to a changeup. Got him swinging, and that is a big first out right there. Because now, if you can get a ground ball, you've got a chance at that double play. He walked Gorman on 4 pitches the first time up, and he's not going to make that mistake again. This time he starts him off with a 2-seam on the outside corner that's in there for strike 1. He checked his swing and was early on it, so we're going to the changeup, and he just pounds that one into the ground foul, and now it's 0-2. Just like that. So now we don't necessarily need to be thinking ground ball. We can kind of pitch for a strikeout here. Go up and away and miss. It's ball 1, and let's try a backdoor curve and get it down. Yeah, he got it down, but it was in. I'm surprised he didn't go for that, honestly. All right, so now the count 2-2. This is the pitch where you want some action. Well, he fouled it off. That's, again, just a mistaken location and just way too much of the plate. He's making too many of those mistakes, and eventually he's going to pay for it. Dang it. Now Gorman draws the count full, and he's looking at potentially another walk here, and this would load the bases. So the 3-2 is a fastball off the outside corner, and he has walked him for the second time in a row. So just one walk coming into this game, and he's already walked a pair here in just the 3rd inning. As the pitch count now at 55. Doesn't look like the Pirates are going to get a ton of depth out of him here. As he doesn't get the call on the slider at the knees. Tyler O'Neill with a huge opportunity. Again, the Cardinals got to capitalize here with chances like this. That's a one-hopper back to the mound. They go home and then down to first to get out of the inning. That is absolutely massive. Great job by Milton to minimize to eliminate the damage there. As the leadoff error, then a base hit. They had 1st and 3rd, nobody out. He ends up walking a guy and then gets the double play to get out of this. But so far, 5 hits and 2 walks. But he's been able to scatter them, and they trail by 1 as we head to the 4th. And it's going to be Milton leading things off here. So, situation here where you got to try and help yourself out. you feel very fortunate if you're the Pirates to just be trailing by 1 so far in this one, because it has been pretty much all St. Louis. So there's a fastball in for strike 1, so the count's even. He's been throwing a lot of changeups, so I'm going to look for one down here. Nope, let's sit on a fastball. And rolled over it, and that's not going to get through. Now the 0-1 is torched into the right center field gap. That's going to get down. So Sawinski runs pretty well, and he's going to come all the way around and try and score, and he is going to do so without a throw. So it's an RBI double for Choi, an unearned run there, and the Pirates have tied this thing at 1. Stays alive and fouls that one off, and now the 8th pitch coming here with 2 down in the inning. That one's lifted into center field, but not going to do it as he chased that one up out of the zone. Doesn't get much on it. But the Pirates do get 1. We've tied this thing up as we head to the bottom of the 4th as G-Man Choi delivers the RBI double. It's an unearned run, and we're going to the bottom of the 4th, all square at 1. 8-9-1 due up for the Cardinals to start off the 4th here. You got to think that if Milton doesn't have a very efficient here, it's highly unlikely that they get more than 5 innings out of him. Gets it to 1-1. Now he's going to go to the fastball up and away. Just high, and he has just not had the command today. The 2-1 pitch. He's going to a slider here. That ball hit well, but Castro able to get it on a line drive, and that's the first out of the inning. It's a good break for the Pirates there. Now you just kind of hope that maybe you can get a couple of more quick outs here. This is with the curve to start things off, and again, not really close. He's just been off with that command. That one fouled away, and it's 1-1. Rodriguez sets the target on the inner half there, and that's a good pitch there. So it's now 1-2. And he wants another fastball. Milton shakes him off, and he's going to go to the slider. Mistaken location there. That pitch was supposed to be down and away, and it was up and in. He just has not been sharp. Check swing there. He did not go, and that evens the count at 2 apiece. Now, it does tell you a lot about Milton when he doesn't have his best stuff, and he's sitting here in the 4th inning and has only allowed 1 run so far. That one misses just high, and it's now 3-2. Didn't like the call there, but probably can't disagree with the umpire's assessment of that one. So the 3-2 pitch. He throws it right down the middle, and at least it's nothing but a foul ball, but he's just making too many mistakes over the heart of the plate. Fortunate that the Cardinals are not doing more damage than what they have so far. Good piece of hitting there by DeYoung to foul that one off. And this is pitch number 70 here in the ball game for Milton. Slider, nice pitch there as he gets him swinging for the 2nd out. Now it's Tommy Edman here with 2 away in the inning. Milton going to try and get some quick results here in some at-bats. You got to start trying to get ahead in the count and put the Cardinals hitters on the defensive. So he's ahead 0-1 now. Goes to the 2-seam. That pitch is really well located, and he does not get the call, unfortunately. So now it's 1-1. He goes change up down, checked his swing, but did not go, and it's now 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball grounded up the middle. Castro able to get to it. Turns and throws and gets him. So it's a 1-2-3-4. The first time that Milton has been able to set him down in order, and we are tied after 4. Now 3-0 to Hayes as Quantrill struggling with the command, and that misses low, not even close. It's a 4-pitch walk, so back-to-back walks here now with 1 away, and the heart of the order due up here with Brian Reynolds stepping in. He's 1 for 2, swinging the bat really well so far this season. That ball hit hard. That's going to be deep into right field, and Cruz is going to score. Hayes heading for 3rd. He's going to pull up and took a big turn, but retreats to 3rd. It is an RBI double for Brian Reynolds, and the Pirates grab the lead here 2-1 in the top of the 5th. As that ball was just right down the middle. He was sitting on it and just smokes this thing deep to right. I think the runners were not quite sure if that ball was going to get down off the bat. So Hayes, if that ball was like an easy, gapper that he was easily able to tell was going to get down. May have been able to score on that, but he's got a hold at third, so now it's second and third for Milton here as Quantrill gets the call on the inside corner there, as that one looked like it was a little bit off the plate. Now it's 0-1 to Milton. The 0-1 pitch is right down the middle, and that ball's in the gap. No question about that one. That's going to score a pair. Milton, he's got really good speed. He's going to turn and head for third, and he's going to be in with a triple. It's a 2-run 3-bagger for the Pirates right-hander as he helps himself out there, and now the lead is 3. Pitch count getting up there for Cal Quantrill as he splits the gap there, and he was thinking triple all the way. So that is huge as the Pirates, it looked like they were going to be in trouble early in this one, and now they find themselves with a 3-run lead here at the top of the 5th, and that's it for Quantrill. So things kind of got away from him over the last couple innings as they're going to have to turn to the bullpen here with just 1 out and a runner still just 90 feet away. And it's going to be Dakota Hudson coming on for them. The right-hander has already got 11 innings of work so far this season and has been very solid for them with a .82 ERA across those 5 games, and he's 2-0. And the count now 1-2 to Sawinski. Pitch is hammered deep to right field. If this is fair, it is gone, and it's off the foul pole, a 2-run shot. The Pirates pouring it on here as it is now 6-1. Third of the year for Sawinski. He knew it was gone. It was just a question of whether it was going to be fair or not. And that one is huge. Hudson comes in and promptly gives up a 2-run homer. And that was with 2 strikes as well. So you see it there. That thing was, way out of here and hits high off the foul pole for a 2-run shot. Evan Milton at 74 pitches. This is a critical inning in terms of the overall landscape of this game. If he can get through it quickly, they might even be able to send him back out there for 1 more, depending on the level of fatigue. But this is likely going to be his last inning. Changeup nowhere close. So he just hasn't had the command today that he did over his last couple of starts, but he's grinding for them. And a chance to pick up a win at least, if not a quality start. Fastball misses just up and away. Good eye there. Now it's 1-2. Rodriguez, a swing and bunt here. Tough play. He took his time with it seemed, and he doesn't get him. So it's an infield single, and I just don't like what I see here from Endy Rodriguez. You see where he is when he fielded that. He's still halfway down the baseline, and it just took him a while to get rid of it, and he beats it out. So that's big. With the heart of the order coming up, you just can't be that lazy. So the Pirates are going to go talk to Evan Milton here. They know that this is a big situation. A ground ball double play here would be absolutely massive. And that's a fly ball down the right field line. Long run for Connor Joe. He gets there, and that's a big first out. So if that would have dropped in, that would have been pretty tough to not get some action up in the Pirates bullpen. But get the first out. Now a ground ball gets you out of the inning, and you're feeling pretty good. Misses inside with the 2-seam, and it's 1-0. Arenado 2 for 2 on the day. Couple of singles. Changeup looked pretty good, but just missing outside, and now 2-0, and a dangerous pitch coming up here. 2-0 is fouled off, so that's a pretty good location for that 2-0 fastball. On the knees, or at the knees on the corner. He was late on that thing, which is a little bit interesting. When it's 2-0, I think he'd be sitting on a fastball, but he was pretty late on it, and now there he goes with the fastball up, and he's ahead of it. So timing a little bit off here for Arenado, and now he goes to the changeup and gets him looking. That's a big strikeout there, as Milton with an opportunity to bounce back after that swing and bunt to start off the inning. So Wilson Contreras steps in with 2 down. Milton just looking for 1 more out to wrap up his day on the hill. He hasn't been all that sharp, but a big opportunity here to at least close it off on a positive note. Misses just low with the slider. Now it's 1-1. Nice location there. Gets the call on the curve. That is a really tough pitch. He's thrown him several off speed here, so this is probably a good opportunity to try and bust him in. He's going fastball up and in, missed high. That's okay. Now you got to go back down and away and see if you can get him swinging here. That is nasty. Great job by Evan Milton there. The leadoff single, then you've got 3, 4, 5 due up. You get a soft fly ball to right, and then a couple of strikeouts to end it. He's pushing 90 pitches, and that's probably going to do it for him as we head to the 6th. It's 6-1 Pirates. All right, so Milton's going to be coming out of the game, which means it is time to start quick managing the rest of the way through this one. With a 6-1 lead, we are going to start getting rest for some of the guys who need it. One of those was Rodriguez. Delay comes in and promptly hits into a double play. We'll try and get Cruz out of there, let Ji-Hwan Bae hit for him, and he pops it up. Now let's go ahead and just make a bunch of defensive substitutions. We're going to put Marcano at third. Reynolds, we will sit down and let McCutchen play center, and then Sawinski, Mitchell, and we'll go ahead and let Santana get in there as well. So that's all of our bench substitutions. And now for pitching, we are going to go with, we need to get a little bit of length here, ideally. So let's go with Oviedo, and hopefully he can give us 2 or 3 solid innings here.
He's out. That hit him. He's got first.
Let's not let him steal his way into scoring position. Dang it. That is not what we needed. Gave up a couple, but then managed to get out of it. So we'll send him back out there in the 7th, but he's on a short leash right now. Let's go hit and run here. No, at least he advanced him. That's big. You get one of those 2 right back. Steven Matz into the game now. Let's pop up and a ground out. And he gives up a double, so we've got to get him out of there. He's just not been very sharp so far. And this is a more critical situation than what we're likely to see in the next inning. So let's go with Underwood instead of DeYoung here. Single, fly out, double play. Yes! There we go. All right. Double. How about Ji-Hwan Bae with a home run? And that's big. That puts us back up by 6, and this one's pretty much, or actually up by 6 for the first time. And it might be out of reach now. So let's go to DeYoung for these next 3 hitters. And now we're going to go Perdomo to try and finish it off with him. Cutchin with a dinger. Heck yeah. Walk for Milton. He's 2 for 4, having a pretty good day. Alright. There we go. 10-3 the final. Milton gets the win. Wasn't very sharp in this one, but he holds him to 1 run across 5 innings. Picks up the victory. What was it? 6 hits, 2 walks, and he struck out 5. So, not the greatest, but it was good enough as we outscored him 10-3 despite having the same number of hits. So, Cardinals just unable to come through with the big clutch knocks. Paul DeYoung 3 for 4 with a couple of RBIs for him. Good day for him. But we pick up the victory 10-3. So now we've got to simulate or quick manage a couple of games here. It's going to be Wainwright versus Contreras in the next one. All right, so we lose this one 5-1. Contreras actually pitched okay, and then unfortunately we maybe pushed him a little bit too far. We end up with 7 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Milton had a big strikeout in a situation where he could have tied it with a home run late in the ball game. G-Man Choi hit a home run. Another error for Cruz. Milton gets caught stealing, as did O'Neal Cruz. So I've only had a couple of stolen bases, and I've already been caught a couple of times, which is just ridiculous. But there you can see there, Contreras just 6 hits and 2 walks across 6 2/3. He left a couple of guys on in the 7th, and Jalen Beeks comes in and gives up a 3-run homer, and that was pretty much the ball game. So that one hurt, but Chase DeYoung did okay. But we fall 5-1. Wainwright gets the win, and let's see what we got next. Mitch Keller and his 8.1 ERA taking on Jordan Montgomery. And we lose another tough one here. Final score 2-1. Couldn't get the bats going in this one. We end up with just 5 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Milton goes 0 for 4, unfortunately, but really nobody swung the bats all that well except for Ke'Bryan Hayes with his couple of hits. He had 2 doubles as well, so Mitch Keller actually pitched well in this one. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts. Definitely happy with numbers like that. And then Garcia came in and just wasn't very sharp in the 7th, and we just couldn't score to get back to a square ball game. So we dropped the series to the Cardinals. I think we've got to do some scouting assignments here, which we probably shouldn't need to do a whole lot. We look at Abdul Lidl, and after just a little bit of scouting him, it's pretty clear that he's not going to be a number 1 overall type of pick. The potential range is already down to where it's a high B at best. He might be a pretty polished player right away, but there's a lot of range there with an 18-year-old. It's pretty risky when you have those potential overalls all the way down in the 60s. So let's bail from him. And in the meantime, let's just go ahead and look at what we've got. So we're looking at first basemen in the East. And Kurt Light looks pretty solid so far, what we're seeing there. Still has the potential in the high 90s. The overall as high as an 81. And I like those future potential numbers as far as especially the offensive ability, but also pretty good defensive player with some speed. So 6'5", 230, 18-year-old first baseman, look out. And then this is the other one that we're kind of interested in here, but he's going the wrong direction as far as his rank according to our organization. Still looks like there's some potential there. But we need to get a little bit more info before we can make a decision there. Then it was international starting pitchers. So how about Bernardo Samuels? The potential is, B to, low A range, and he looks like a, mid to high 60s overall. He's already 22, so you would hope that overall lands closer to the 73 than to the 62, because that's a guy that you probably want to have in the majors within a year or two. If we're going to take somebody number 1 overall, as bad as this team is, or as many holes as we have, I'd like it to be somebody that's essentially major league ready. I don't know that that's the answer, but with starting pitchers, really what we're looking for is guys that we're going to probably be taking in the 2nd round or later, and we'll probably get a handful of them. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time looking at these guys. I just kind of want to see which direction their ranking is moving. Like, this guy's going the right direction, which is what we want to see. We want our ranking to be higher, or I guess a lower number than what the MLB kind of has them projected at. Because if the MLB thinks they're the number 141 pick and we have them as a number 19, we can get them perhaps with like our 2nd round pick and feel like we get really good value. So the other thing I guess that we need to do is keep looking at potential guys for that number 1 spot. So let's see here. We want all positions, and Daryl Justice. Let's just go ahead and look at him specifically. Who else did we look at? So there's Bernardo Samuels. Wasn't there? Okay, there was this guy, Jess Roulette. He's probably not going to be the number one pick for us because those numbers moved a lot just by scouting him halfway, and I just don't know if that's worth the risk. And then there was the outfielder that dropped all the way to 60th when we scouted him halfway. So let's pick one more to exclusively look at, and I think it's going to be Daryl Justice. So he's the only other position player, although Alex Chavez is West, but he's a right fielder. Mississippi left fielder, international right fielder. So let's look at Justice. He's the number 2 overall according to MLB, and now number 1 on our board, but we haven't even really looked at him that close. So let's switch that, and that'll do it for the scouting. Next up is JT Brubaker. Oh, it's a 4-game set against the Cardinals here, so we got a chance to at least break even if we can pick up a win in this one. And this one was just ugly from the beginning. We never got going offensively. Yet again, just 5 hits, no walks. We struck out 7 times. Milton goes 0 for 4. His average is still way up there at 354. So not worried about him, but just not a good day for the offense. And then I did make one managerial mistake. I left Brubaker in for the 6th inning, kind of just hoping to stretch one more inning out of him. And he was pitching okay, but he gave up like a hit, a walk. He gave up a walk, and then I left him in, and he gave up a 2-run homer. And then at that point, it's 5-1. And the way we were swinging the bats, it was pretty much over. Oviedo came in, and in one inning, or an inning plus, he walked 5 batters. Gave up 1 earned run in the process, and then Perdomo came in and finished things off. But we only had him in there for 1 inning of work basically, and he was out of gas. It was ridiculous. So that is going to do it for this one. We end up. So Tamar Johnson, just a minor hamstring strain there, so no big deal. So keep him active. Matt Frazier's back off the injured list. Did we have to? Yeah, we got to send somebody down. And it is Travis Swaggerty hitting 120. We're sending him down to single A. All right, so we're 8-8, a game back in the division. Next up is going to be at Colorado to face Kyle Freeland. So we got a lefty on the hill, which I kind of like. I think our lineup is better against lefties than it is against righties. So that is going to do it for this one. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. Or shall I say this afternoon?